Then he says it's mustahab to make dhikr and dua silently after the salah. This is something you all know. He says, as Imam Shafi'i mentioned in and you know, is that big fiqh book that everyone talks about. Right? He says, I prefer that the Imam and the follower make dhikr after the salah and do so silently, unless the Imam wants to be learnt from, in which he says the dhikr aloud until he believes that the congregation has learnt from him, after which he will say it silently. So Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah, he says, you know, in his book that it's preferred that both the Imam and the Ma'mum, they make their dua quietly, silently, or quietly, I should say. Not for everybody else to hear, unless the Imam finds some benefit. Like, for instance, he knows if he goes and he says a particular dua, he may repeat it once or twice, or a particular dhikr, he repeats it once or twice, then the people will say it behind him. If he's doing it for teaching purposes, or to get the people, to busy the people with something that they should be busied with, instead of everybody just getting up and walking out the masjid, or everybody getting up. He may say something, you know, to teach the people the proper etiquettes after the salah, or a particular dua, or a particular dhikr. Say it until he believes that they have it down, and then he returns back to saying it quietly. This is the gist of what he's trying to say here. He says the Imam turns for the dhikr and dua so that his right side is toward the jama'ah and his left side is towards the qibla. And this is that what you see a lot of the Ahmadu when they get done leading the salah. A lot of times they'll turn this way. They'll turn to the right. Right? Even though some of them nowadays, what you'll see them do, they'll turn all the way around towards the jama'ah. Yes. Right? But here it's explaining, he says the Imam turns for the dhikr and dua so that his right side, so he's facing this way. The qibla is this way. He's going to face this way, and the jama'ah is behind him. Right? To the right of him is the jama'ah, and to the left of him is going to be the qibla. He says he leaves his place as soon as he finishes. As soon as he's done making his dhikr and his dua, he gets up and walks away. He said, if there are no women, in which case he waits for them to leave first. This is something, well, I don't know if they still do it now, but I know there were some of the masajid in Philly or I know of two masajid in Philly that were like that. But that, I left back in 2006, so it might not be back there anymore. There was a masjid, the imam's name was Isa. And another masjid not too far from there, where the brothers were praying. It was one big room. The brothers were praying. It wasn't a real big room, but the brothers were praying, and the sisters would pray behind us. You understand? And after the salah, they'd give the sisters a chance to leave out, and then the brothers would get up and go. All right? So this is the situation he's talking about. If there are no women, then he waits for them to leave, and then he gets up and leaves. He says it's mustahab for the followers to remain seated until the imam stands. So he said that it is mustahab, and you all know what mustahab means. For the imam to remain, for the people to remain seated until the imam is done the salah, is done making his dhikr and dua and things of these sorts, and then he gets up. Again, they are doing their job by letting him lead and then following his lead. Tight. Now there's virtues in that, in the situation of, not leaving before the imam. This is why it's good that once the imam is done leading the salah, even if he's going to give a dars, he gets up and he moves to where he's going to do the dars at, even if it's just move over a little bit, to allow the people to be able to practice this particular this sunnah, or this act that is said to be mustahab. They can get their practice on dealing with that. He makes his salah, he makes his dhikr, his dua, then he gets up. As opposed to what you see some of the imams do now, after the salah, everybody bum rushes them, and and just a lot of times it's not even questions. It's just like people just want to talk and shake your hand, and that's fine and good. But from the adab of the imam, he should get up and move with those people, even if it's only a little bit, so that those who are trying to practice this sunnah are able to do that and get the reward for it.